Oh, yes. I was reading this chapter 8, the modifications of civil protection orders. Yes. Provides the court may modify or terminate a protection order upon application with notice to all parties after a hearing. Yes. Now, I had mentioned that I was one of those parties named. Yes. But I didn't actually get notice of the hearings. Right. And then you had temporary protection order hearings that were unnecessary. Um, when you modify a protection order, it's a modification of the permanent protection order. Yes. Can you modify a temporary protection order? Because I thought the temporary protection orders were the ex parte orders that you get when you first experience some sort of domestic violence. Yes, or the allegation of it. Pooch. Now, the protection order may be modified to include any remedy that could have been included in the initial order. Now, judges hearing modification of protection order request should be well acquainted with the history of the relationship between the parties before entering a modification. Now, I know Pastor Greg Miller. I visited his church one time and I asked him to pray about the dissolution of marriage. Yes. I wasn't attempting to contact my wife. Yes. And I had known some individuals that were volunteers at the Boys and Girls Club. Yeah. But exactly what was it that caused them concern? Because I never, as the actual respondent, received any documentation about why it was they were going to modify it. Yes. Now, the protection orders may be modified to include any remedy, right, that could have been included in the initial order. So when you issued it in 2011, was my wife going to the Baptist church and were my sons participating in the Boys and Girls Club? And then when you reissued it after you arrested me and served me the dissolution of marriage at the same time when you unnecessarily had another temporary protection order and another temporary protection order and a minute order? Yes! Was there some concern about that? Because I thought I visited with Pastor Greg Miller probably 4 to 5 months after the start of the dissolution of marriage. Yes, just thought I'd go over there as a Christian man and get some prayer for the marriage. Yes, yes, yes. Now I'm sure that what's his name, Commissioner Brent Basin, the president of the local Mormon church. Yes, he did hear the modification and was well acquainted with the history of the relationship. Now, since I was never given notice in 2011, yes, and there was no notice in hearing to myself as a respondent, yes, and then I was on trial and I was found not guilty of violating it, yes, but you decided to reissue it anyway, and I was not given notice because minute orders are not a part of the manual. I didn't see a minute order anywhere in the manual. Is there any possibility that Brent Basin, as the court commissioner, really doesn't know who I am? I mean, I don't think I've ever met him, and I might have seen him once or twice. Yes, but I don't think I ever spoke to him. Now, how can he be well acquainted with the history of the relationship without me providing any evidence? Yes. Being able to discuss our homeless circumstances while we were on Guam? Yes. I mean, really, what does a judge know about the parties if they don't give him notice in hearing?